as you guys know, it's been 2 days since the devastating defeat to PSG in the Champions League final for Arsenal, where we lost on penalties. And I made a video a few days ago on that, and it's taken a day at least to recover from this. But obviously, we had big things going on around London with obviously the parade, which was absolutely insane. Massive day and brilliant to see all the players so short after losing a final like that, celebrating what they should be celebrating, because we've obviously won a Premier League title for the first time in 22 years. And yes, we've lost the Champions League in dramatic and heartbreaking circumstances, but there's plenty to celebrate for this season. It's been fantastic from Mikel, the players, all the staff, etc. And the parade drew in a record crowd, guys. According to a lot of reports, including the Metropolitan Police, around 1.5 million fans were there, which is absolutely mental. The biggest parade in England ever. So, you know what? Big up to all the Arsenal fans out there, man, of celebrating so short after a loss, because this is a proper club, man. As I've been saying, everyone now knows how big Arsenal are, and you know this anyway with the amount of hate we get, because no one can stand watching Arsenal win anymore because they've been bantering us for 22 years. So, the rivals, we're not done. We're not done yet. We're coming for that Champions League in the future. But that is obviously what this video is going to be about, because after this defeat, we saw Arteta obviously really devastated. We got the big one, but we missed out on the biggest one. And for me, as I've been saying in previous videos, I wanted the Premier League and I was happy with that. Obviously, losing the Champions League in such fine margins is devastating, and the double would have been historic beyond belief. But you take what you get, and the Premier League is nothing to look past. It is an incredible achievement for this squad and for Arteta himself. And yeah, that pain, let's switch the pain into on the pitch success for next season. And big up to Gabriel. I said it in my review. No one deserved that, but especially not Gabriel, because of how excellent he was in the game and throughout the season. One of our most consistent players, and he stepped up, had the balls to take a penalty when he's a literal defender. So, hey man, you can't knock it. And his shirt sales increased by 350%, which is kind of crazy, but that just shows how proper the club is, man. We back our players, and especially when they're as good as Gabriel's been, you don't judge him off one penalty miss. Same with Eze. But it is what it is, man. It happens in football, but we will obviously see what happens in the World Cup with a lot of these players, because they're going to be going off to their international camps soon, and we're going to be doing a lot of World Cup content, so stay tuned for that, guys. But I wanted to talk about mainly next season, guys, and the plans for Arsenal, because the haters think we're done. They think, oh, they're not getting to a final anytime soon now. Don't let that hatred cloud your vision, guys, because when have you seen a team nullify PSG like we did? You haven't. Yes, Chelsea beat them in the Club World Cup, which I said at the time was very impressive. It is impressive. But it's literally in the summer after they played a record amount of games and they're knackered and they're playing in whatever temperatures. This is prime season PSG. Battering everyone left, right and centre. Hey man, if it wasn't for a Mosquera challenge, we could have won this easily. And even penalties. Like, obviously, what ifs and that. But this was really close. Like, the PSG were not the better team. Like, it could have gone either way. So, we move. And yes, negative tactics. That's how you have to play against PSG, guys. If you don't want to get battered. Like, Bayern Munich, fair play to them. We haven't got the attack Bayern have. So, we can't do what Bayern did. And risk conceding 4 and scoring 4 or 3 or whatever. But Bayern leaked goals. We're not going to do that. Our defence is probably the best in the world. So, yeah, man. Let the haters talk their rubbish, Arsenal fans. Because if you're looking at stats, oh my God, PSG battered them. Not at all. Go watch the game back. Because with this possession, they did absolutely nothing in 90 minutes. Apart from the penalty, they didn't have a sniff. Gabriel was making the most heroic challenges. Like, our defence, and Mosquera even nullified Kvara, apart from when he gave away the penalty. Like, all the defence, give credit to them, man. And Rice and Skelly were brilliant. Yes, our forward line, which we know needs to be improved, and I'm going to talk about wasn't great. Havertz even scored a great goal. But let's stop talking about that final. I've talked enough about it. I need to focus. Go check out the video if you want. But David Ornstein, very reliable journalist, obviously, him and Fabrizio. Everyone says Ornstein's the best in the business when it comes to proper transfer news. And he said a big priority for Arsenal is the left side of attack, where obviously Trossard and Martinelli are currently. They want a 6 or an 8 midfielder, or maybe both. Obviously, we've got quite a few midfielders, but a lot of them aren't really getting played, like Norgard, for example. And Zubamendi started really well and now is getting benched by Skelly. And we've got Skelly and Rice, but if one of them goes down, you're looking at the depth. It can definitely be improved. Obviously, Odegaard as well, but Eze's more of a 10. So, yeah, and Odegaard, I think, is a better 8, but he plays in the 10 as well. So there's definitely room to work there. Left side of attack is definitely one of our main issues. On the right, you've got Saka and Madueke, which is decent enough. And right back as well, we've obviously got Timber and White, but White is very injury prone. And it's a shame because I really like Ben White. If you haven't seen the parade vids, go check them out. The guy's hilarious. But with White, it seems like his body's given up a bit on him. Like, he's still a good player. He's a bit suspect defensively, but going forward, he's fantastic. And he has been a fantastic player for us. For those first few seasons especially. Helped us get to this point. But it may be time to move on, unfortunately. And obviously, Timber is kind of levels above Mosquera at right back. And yeah, you could see that in last summer, guys. We're not messing about. Last season, we signed so many players, and most of them really helped impact. You got Gyökeres, Zubamendi, Madueke, Eze. Like, the list goes on. Norgard as well, Kepa. It was a crazy window. But this season, he's even saying it can exceed that. And I think he means in terms of quality, because you're looking at the players we signed. Eze hit, Gyökeres hit, Zubamendi first half of the season, definitely a hit. Madueke, bit iffy, but obviously as a depth player, not too bad. Kepa cost us in the final, and Norgard barely plays. So the quality, you can maybe argue half of them really impacted the season. So there's definitely room to improve in the squad. And when you're looking at the attacks of Bayern and PSG, we're nowhere near it. Like, Saka, I think, needs to step up, but he did in the big games, and he has been coming back from bad hamstring injuries over the last year or two. And he's proven himself in the biggest games. I'll never get onto Bukayo like that, but I think when he's fully fit and on form, he's brilliant. But we need to see that more now. And he has had to do that over the years, carrying the attack. But yeah, it can definitely be improved. So Fabrizio also added that they've already started working and planning for the summer. This was on today. At least 3 signings could be expected, or even more based on exits. Now, we're going to touch on exits. Now, the top priorities are a winger, a midfielder, a right back, and a striker, possibly. Possibly a striker, because we've got Havertz and Gyökeres, which is decent. Don't get me wrong. Well, after Havertz, his late resurgence back into the team after his really bad injuries this season, I'm happy to keep him. Like, at one point, I was like, is Kai really worth that wage at 26? But I was never like, get him out, anything like that. But we haven't seen it consistently from Kai, and he's obviously not who you need to rely on up front, because he has very good games, and then he can miss sitters. But he's a very versatile kind of striker, and he's proven it against PSG. Like, what a finish that was. Big goals he scored. So he's a very useful squad player, but he's not someone you need to rely on every game. Gyökeres as well, not the best all-round player, but he's a bagsman, and he's proven that this season, so fair play. But you can always improve on that. And I'm going to talk about possible targets, but we've obviously seen Gabriel Jesus, who's definitely going to leave this season, guys. His contract's up. We're not renewing it. I want to big him up for his service, because the first few seasons he was phenomenal. 2 seasons he was amazing, and then he got that horrible knee injury and it was never the same. But he kind of propelled us to the title challenging, so I want to big him up, obviously alongside guys like Zinchenko. But for those first 2 seasons, he was incredible, man. Watching him, it was like, wow, what a player. What a player. He was like the center of everything. But yeah, we're not playing around, man. Our sales are a joke in terms of over the years. We never get much money for anyone, but we're not letting him go for under 20 mil at the moment, and he's 29, touching 30. I think he could go for a free in 2027, but we want to let him go now. And I know the contract, obviously, the way I worded it was like, yeah, we're defo letting him go, but we've kind of made it clear to him that you're not going to get regular game time, and I think he wants that for himself. So rather than sitting and collecting a nice wage, winning, I think he's the type of guy to kind of move on and play regularly. He's won the Prem this season, contributed in games here and there, but he wants more game time, especially when he's coming towards the end of his career. So I think we will get rid of him. And then we've obviously got reiterating what I said from quotes from David Ornstein saying that we need to improve in the top end of the pitch because we're statistically behind PSG and Bayern by far. The number 9 is interesting. Left-sided attack's a big priority. Been looking at it for a few years. I don't know how we still haven't got it right. Apart from Trossard, big up to him. Obviously, Martinelli's been here for 7 years. So yeah, they want a 6 or a number 8 midfielder, which is interesting. Very, very interesting. And a right back. So there could be a lot of players added. If we get rid of a Ben White, Jesus, for example, you'd need to replace them. But there's also gaps in the team already, even though the squad depth is good. Now, we've seen over the last few months, we've expressed interest in a lot of players like Tonali, for example, who's a very decent number 8. We've also been linked to Barcola, who I really like. I really like Barcola. I think a lot of the coverage around him is nonsense. Like, oh, he's just another Madueke, which is mental to me. Like, I'm never going to slander Madueke and say he's rubbish. But I think Barcola is a lot better. Like, if you watch Barcola play, his dribbling, his pacing behind is phenomenal. And he's actually had very good goal-scoring seasons. Yes, it's the French league, but he's a very talented player, guys. Like, he was rotating with Kvaratskhelia until maybe end of March, and then Kvara started becoming a demon. But don't forget, Barcola's a top player, man. Top winger. One of the best in the world. So, at 23 as well, if he wants more regular minutes, doesn't want to be a rotation / bench option, he could maybe look elsewhere, man. And we're an attractive proposition for him. Definitely. But yeah, he's a very talented player. He does obviously need to improve his finishing, but that will come. Like, everything else in his game is top. Like, his ball control, it's absolutely ridiculous. He's one of the best dribblers I've seen. Honestly, like, guys, watch him closely. Great player. But Liverpool are also interested, but Yan Diomande seems to be the one they're focusing on, but they're getting quoted like 100 million euros, something crazy like that. So the market is not cheap, but we've got the money, guys. Now, L'Equipe, who subjective reporting, they said we're seriously interested in him. And Fabrizio said there's interest from Arsenal before. These quotes, obviously, credit to these pages. I don't really know this page specifically, so quotes can be fabricated a lot on Twitter, but I trust this page. It's got a good amount of followers, but you never know. But I have seen Fabrizio post about mainly Liverpool interested in Diomande and Barcola, but mentioning Arsenal are interested. But that doesn't matter. Like, we're interested in flipping Messi in his prime. Doesn't really mean anything. Because we want a winger, that's for sure. So we're going to have to wait and see. He's not signing a new contract with PSG, though. So that is an indication that maybe he wants to go, like Donnarumma. We're also interested in Krupi, as a lot of people are. What a season he's had at 19. Best ever goal-scoring season for a teenager in the Prem history. Mad. And he scored the winning goal to win us the title against City. So you know what? Big up to him. We're interested in Rodgers as well. We've seen this loads of times. Miguel Delaney, well-known journalist. But obviously, with me, like, when it comes to transfers, I'm only really trusting Ornstein. Fabrizio, when he confirms it, basically. And Ornstein, and maybe a few others, but not really. But big up to these guys, I guess. But yeah, we've constantly been linked to Rodgers and Krupi. Obviously, this would be big, man. Imagine Krupi, a French young striker, come to Arsenal. It would make perfect sense. And the thing I love about him is he's not an out-and-out striker. He can play number 10 and on the wing, guys. He is so versatile, and his ball striking for his age is mental. Go watch that clip when he's training, I think it's at Lorient, where he came from. Mental. Like, what a talent. But we're going to have to wait and see. Now, Rodgers is another one that I really like. Very good number 10. More so, but he can play on the left, and he's very good at it. I think I prefer him on the left to Eze, that's for sure. And Eze and Rogers linking up would be lovely. Would be insane. He's a very good player, man. Really talented. Very good dribbler. And his long shots. Hey, man, he bags them top bins quite a lot. So we're going to have to wait and see. Leao's leaving AC Milan, which could obviously get interest from Arsenal. A lot of clubs will be in for him. And Alvarez has been linked to Arsenal with interest, but I think he's going to go to Barca. I know there's been a whole saga there with them bidding and Atleti bugging out about it. So if you want a video on that, let me know. But guys, let me know what you think of the final. Let me know, obviously, what you think of next season and obviously our plans for next season, because it should be very interesting, Arsenal fans. Don't worry about the defeat. Enjoy the Premier League celebrations. And we're not stopping here. We want to build a dynasty and kind of dominate as Pep did, man. As Pep did. Obviously, actions speak louder than words. But now Pep's gone, and a lot of clubs are changing managers. Every Big Six club, pretty much. We're the only ones that are stable, and we've won the Prem, and we're champions. We can build on that. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Let's see what happens. And obviously, our attention turns to the World Cup. Expect more content soon. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe if you're new. Follow all my socials down below. But it's been Jay-Z Knows Ball, and I'm out. Peace out, guys. Take care.